Oh, I am excited to bring this one. So this is about creating your baseline diet. Now, slightly separate to meal prepping and planning for everybody, what we want to think about creating, and this is an absolute key part of the maintenance puzzle, is creating a baseline diet that you can return to any day, after any event, after any indulgent meal that you know works really well for you. So in this video, we're going to start with breakfast. Now, breakfast is our first meal of the day. We have had to make few decisions between waking up and eating our breakfast, usually. So this usually means it's a really great time of the day to make a great choice because we're not experiencing decision fatigue. We haven't really had anybody interrupt our way of thinking, or we haven't had anybody be on our case really just yet. So it's actually quite a nice time, well, quite calm in the mind, and we're like, right, yeah, I can eat my healthy breakfast. So what we want to do here is pick 1 to 2 breakfasts and have them on rotation. You can choose more than that, but I'd really actually recommend finding a breakfast you love and eating it every single day. So for me, for example, it's porridge. I have porridge day in, day out, when I'm on holiday. The only time I don't have porridge is if I wake up late or I wake up not hungry, and then I might just go through till lunchtime, because you don't have to eat if you're not hungry. There is no magic, there is no truth in this stoking up your metabolism. Your metabolism is the speed at which all of your cells in your whole body run. So your metabolism doesn't go slow until you've eaten. So that's just a myth I wanted to bust right there. Your best guide for if you should eat is your hunger and fullness. So we will talk more about hunger and fullness in another video, but for right now, what we want to be thinking about is what breakfast really works for you. Now, I would highly recommend you work out your overall calorie needs, whether you want to count calories or not. You work out your protein need, and then you say to yourself, right, okay, how do I divide that up by breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks? And again, you don't have to have snacks. We'll talk more about that in the snack video. So let's say, for example, you've calculated you have 300 to 400 calories a day for breakfast, and that should contain 20 to 25 grams of protein. You can use an app like MyFitnessPal to play around with the numbers. So you could say, if at the moment you're making a bowl of porridge, but you don't know how much porridge is in there, you're sometimes adding peanut butter, you're sometimes adding fruit, you're sometimes adding chia seeds, you don't know if your bowl of porridge is 300 calories or 600 calories. If you work out the ingredients once, and you know, if every day I have 40 grams of porridge oats with 200 grams of Greek yogurt and 50 grams of blueberries and a teaspoon of chia seeds, I'm getting my protein, my carbs, my healthy fats, and it's in a portion that works for my calories for the rest of the day. So when you create this baseline diet, you don't have to track, you don't have to count, because you know that choice works exactly for you. And that's what I really want to spend the rest of this module helping you create, this baseline diet that is going to really change the game for you in terms of anytime you have a meal that we would say is a step away from your goals, that's okay. You just say, next meal, I get back to my baseline. And when you do that consistently over time, that is how one meal or one weekend or 1 week's all inclusive will never cause weight gain, because any temporary increase that it causes will just be stripped right back off of a couple of weeks back to your baseline. So you're basically creating your best plan. I promise you, this, like, if you're looking for a magic secret answer, this is it. Right? So what you want to do is work out your calories, work out your protein, divide it across your meals, and then let's start finding some meals that fit those categories for you. So if you are unfamiliar with tracking in MyFitnessPal, it might take a little bit of time to kind of work it out, but remember, you've got the group, you can post screenshots in there, you can say, okay, I've looked at this meal and actually my breakfast has only got 5 grams of protein, how do I make it higher? And I can help you with that. So I want every single person to have at least one go-to breakfast that they know is within the calorie range for breakfast and contains the right amount of protein exactly for your needs. And if you need to work out your calories and your protein, then use the calculator, tdeecalculator.net, and I'll put a link in the resources as well, because we want to make sure we're working out what our calorie needs are, what our protein needs are, and then splitting that across the meals, because we're going to do the same for lunch, dinner, and snacks as we go through these next 3 videos. So by the end of this module, you will have a breakfast that works for you, a couple of lunches that work for you, evening meals that work for you and anyone else that you cook for, snacks that work for you. And if you go back to this baseline plan, anytime you have an indulgent meal, you will always maintain your weight loss for the rest of your life. And how good does that sound? Okay, so your number one task from this video is to find one breakfast that exactly meets your needs, and there'll be some notes on this in the written section as well. Okay, see you in the next video.